Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today, let's talk for the agents, the brokers, the guys who are coming in, the guys who are starting out. And I want to help you develop a few qualities, characteristics. The easiest way, have you ever played that game? Have you ever played that game that says, if you were an animal, what kind of animal you would be? Have you guys ever played that game? It's a good game, right? So if you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be? And then I'm going to ask you another question. If you were an animal agent, what kind of animal agent would you be? And I'm going to give you some advice on what kind of animal agent you should be. I think you shouldn't be one animal, by the way. You should be four. You should be 4 in 1. Okay? I've chosen land animals. I think I could add bird animals in here as well. Okay? I think I would add one more, which would be the eagle, right? I would add the eagle. But I'm going to explain to you what I mean by each. I think you've got to be a cheetah, a lion, a leopard, a rhinoceros, and an eagle. Okay? So you've got to be a cheetah, a lion, a leopard, a rhinoceros, and an eagle. Okay? You've got to be all 5 encapsulated in one. Okay, actually, in fact, I'd replace the eagle with something else. I want to see what's Shaheen. I think Shaheen's a falcon in English. I think that's a falcon. Okay, so let's say falcon. Okay, I don't want to use the eagle, but let me explain what I mean by this. Okay, look, when you're in the real estate industry as a realtor, a broker, buyer's agent, seller's agent, viewing specialist, CEO, founder, running a company, running your own book, your own business, one of the things you must operate on is speed. Okay, they say speed to lead, speed to lead. You must respond to a query within 1 hour. Okay, this everybody's heard about Sirhan, Ryan Sirhan. If you haven't, you can go check him out. And he always talks about this, and he says, anybody who's working for him, and I think he's got hundreds and hundreds of brokers working, if you can't respond to a client within 1 hour, then don't work there. It's very easy. Just don't work there, right? So I think you've got to operate like a cheetah. Cheetah's the fastest land animal. So when it comes time to speed up, I think you've got to operate like a cheetah. And I'm not giving advice just to the other agents. I'm giving advice to myself as well, because it applies to me as well, right? Need for speed or speed to lead is super critical. Okay, speed to lead, speed to getting things solved. People are in a time when they demand things fast, so you should be either fast yourself. And how do you resolve this? Is you should have systems that can respond to them, teams around you that can respond to them. For the longest period of time, nobody or a lot of agents never had or did not use WhatsApp's tool for short, quick message replies, right? Automated message replies. Now you see all the agents doing that in the Dubai market. Like, you send a WhatsApp message and you get an automated reply from them saying, thanks for reaching out, etc., etc., etc. And they end up talking to you back and saying, I'll call you back in this much time. I'll do this in this much time. Like, it's very interesting. A lot of people used to not do that, but that's like the least amount of thing. And it was kind of 3 years ago. But today, either yourself be super fast in replying or have systems around you to reply. Then you've got to also have the characteristics of a lion. Okay. It's funny, I put it in second place. The lion is known to be the king of the jungle, but I put it in second place. Because have you noticed that a lion generally does not stress? Like, he sleeps like 23 hours a day. Food's coming to him, right? Food is meant to come to you, right? Your from an Islamic perspective, your risk, what is predestined for you in terms of money, wealth, life, goodness, family, children, it's coming to you, right? So you think about this, and a lion just doesn't stress it. And for Muslims, this is especially pertinent because for us, our provisions are predestined. This is what we believe in, right? If your provisions are predestined, and what is predestined to come to you, you will not leave earth without it reaching you, then why the stress? Now, I'm not saying slow down and be lazy. I'm just saying don't panic. During the slow times, chill, relax. Now, by chill and relax, I mean don't stress. do the part that needs to be done. Like, you see the lion when he needs to come into action. Like, if another lion comes in and threatens his pride, he's going to take action. He's going to get into sixth gear and he's going to fight that lion off till death. If hyenas or other animals that may harm him or his lionesses or his cubs come into the foray, he's going to step up. Or if he sees his lionesses getting attacked and are not being able to fend off the attack by hyenas, wild rabbit dogs, so on and so forth, he's going to step up, right? So you're a cheetah when it comes to speed, like super, super fast. But when in times of working, you're a lion, right? You're a lion who doesn't stress, right? Chill, relax, do the things that need to be done. The third one is you want to be a leopard, okay? A leopard's known for stealth and strength, okay? People don't know this perhaps, but a leopard is a nocturnal animal. So they do operate at night. They hunt at night as well. And they're very well known for stealth and strength. So a leopard can, I don't know how much, but he can take many, many, many times his size of a prey up the tree, right? So they're stealth and they've got strength, okay? So when you are operating in the real estate market, you've got to operate from that position. Look for positions where you're going to have strength to be able to dictate what needs to be done, okay? And then have stealth as well, like quietly. Do things quietly sometimes, right? Don't create a lot of noise, especially when the deal's about to be done. Like, I'll give you some live examples. I'll always tell my client, like, if we've picked up an amazing unit from the market, I'll tell them, like, just be quiet and don't announce it yet until we close. Why is that the case? Because if you start announcing it, there might be other agents who might go and poke the seller and say, hey, you've sold it too low. And the seller is not selling anything low. He's selling at a price that he's willing to sell at, okay? But there might be other agents who'll go and poke him and say, oh, no, you're selling it too low. Don't do this, right? So you've got to operate with some stealth. So be a cheetah, speed, need for speed. Be a lion, don't stress. Be a leopard with stealth and strength. And then number 4, be a rhinoceros, okay? So I've just found out today that a rhinoceros's skin is twice as thick. So a rhinoceros has 2 inches of skin, whereas an elephant has 1 inch. And you would imagine that an elephant is, the thickest of the skins, but no, a rhinoceros is. So when you're in the real estate industry, look, there's going to be bound to people. There's going to be, I don't want to create a self-fulfilling prophecy for you, but you will find people who did not know all the details, so give you misinformation. You'll find people who may have all the information, but still choose to lie to you. You'll find people who misled you, stole a deal. You'll find sellers back out, buyers back out. When money's on the table, you'll see people do funny things, right? So it happens, right? So you got to have a thick skin and just move forward. Again, go back to how the line operates. Do your work, do your part, and chill, right? Last but not the least, be a falcon, right? A falcon has always got an overview of what's going on downstairs, right? A falcon's just not looking at one patch of land. A falcon's looking at a lot of things, right? Guys, listen, this podcast is on Spotify, but also on YouTube. If you like what you're hearing, hit the like, subscribe, and bell icon. And obviously, share it with others as well. I'd love for you to share it with others as well. I'd love for you to please share it with others as well, right? So check this out, okay? Check this out. Now, a falcon always flies very high, but it has a very grand 360 degrees view or review of the entire market. So you've got to be a cheetah with speed to lead. You've got to be a lion, don't stress. A leopard with stealth and strength. A rhinoceros who has thick skin. Don't let things puncture your worldview. And then last but not the least, you've got to operate like a falcon. Have a 360 degree view of everything that's happening. Ciao for now.